high for an object. This is a new thing for me, but obsolescing familiarity is, of course, what this is all about. The indiscussible problem that the exhibition is zeroing in on is the simultaneity of abstraction and embodiment as it is apparently demanded by the thought of the posthuman, which exceeds the cognitive capacity of terrestrial apes and its preservation over time. Part of what is entailed by this is a continuity between bodies and worlds, whose abstraction, which is to say their flight from organizational imposition into fluids and apocalypses respectively, is spliced into the image of the flood. More and more, it's a matter of going with the flow or struggling to swim against the current, be it in the name of bodily integrity, aesthetic responsibility, or the enduring myth of soul's spirit, the subject of history, Dasein, all quickly becoming unintelligible. Evidently, this is nothing less than the main ideological divider of the 21st century. In the cyber-Manichaean version, this is the conflict between cosmists intoxicated with the manifest sublime of self-sophisticating intelligence and Terrans morally compelled to regulate the Earth into a prolonged state of safety. The two strains of 2D CGI that are currently cutting edge echo their respective preference for metallic versus fleshy subject matter, while also latching onto a traditional art historical polarity that divides Gothic from Romanesque architecture as much as the progeny of garage from that of house music. The disloyalty that the former terms follow in the name of speculation is also why social dysfunctionality so reliably afflicts oracles and seers who are the main producers of apocalyptic art, which is in turn all about sense becoming vulnerable to that edge where the world ends and something unspeakable begins without it. But seers and cosmists have their own models of embodiment, which are as mutable as the inhuman forces of outer gods and market incentives that propel them. A metaverse and its spawn of spectral entities provides us with the most up-to-date incursion of an immersive hallucinatory space upon reality, and is therefore the most efficient path to gnosis we have. Virtual avatars are neo-totems, whose metamorphic latent space is a vast ocean compared to what can be observed happening to a live human body while remaining dispassionate. Tangible to the point of eliciting a reaction of nausea, they demonstrate that what matters here is not the body being deformed. A human, even a male human body, will do to become a medium for otherness to assemble itself from. What counts is instead what is done to it and the degree to which this is intractable. A material arsenal of irregularly displaced metals comes naturally to this, because metal is that substance that mercurially replicates itself across all strata of matter and through an inexhaustible variety of thin, solid, liquid, colorful, luminous, or opaque forms, and pollutes bodies as diverse as waters, rocks, plants, or animals. Now this all sounds pretty dark, so there's an argument. Why are we even talking about any of this, if it is so definitively suboptimal to our endurance, the only intelligence we reliably have yet? That anything should aim for success, if it is to convince, is a sensible objection. The crucial thing about the dark arts, such as tragedy or horror, is that it is not actually a wallowing in despair, but a perverse joy that pervades them. More than anything else, their production constitutes a synthesis, which is to say an intelligence, that is already here and now able to efficiently enact its own goals in conflict with the interests of humanity. Dark-sided aesthetics demonstrate the possibility of a success that is only ever held back by clinging to the human comfort zone. So let loose.